Hey, it's Ron again. I just want to make a short little video regarding Skip Bayless's comments about Dak Prescott. Hopefully most of you know Skip Bayless is a sportscaster, shows up on ESPN and Fox. I think that's correct. Honestly, I don't watch him much, and I have yet another reason not to. He's kind of an obnoxious prick, but the other day he made some comments about Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. Maybe that's better. He made comments about Dak Prescott regarding Dak Prescott's admission of some problems with depression, particularly surrounding the loss of his mom and also the loss of his brother to suicide. I'm not sure exactly when his brother died by suicide, but I think it was earlier this year. Essentially, it's not worth repeating every word, but essentially Skip Bayless said that, well, since Dak Prescott has depression and he's not fit to lead America's team because it's a very important job leading America's team, and you can't be depressed, and just totally fucking ignorant. And honestly, it makes me angry, and here's why: because it's soulless morons like Skip Bayless who help keep the stigma that surrounds mental health, that keep the stigma on mental health, and keeps people, men in particular, keeps them from seeking help, and makes them, Lord knows how many times more likely to die by suicide. Of course, men or women, but men tend to be a little more stubborn about it. I know that from personal experience, but the bottom line, keeping the stigma on it, and just implying that someone isn't fit to do a certain job because they're having a mental health issue like depression. Well, from what I've read, Abraham Lincoln had depression. From what I've read, several presidents had issues with depression from time to time. Now, I don't know how severe they were. And there's people all around the world that are in some amazing jobs, and they do a great job at it. And you find out, it's a shocker sometimes, you find out that they've struggled with depression. I'm a little flustered because I'm not even quite sure where to start. I'll probably put out a more refined video, or refine my comments, but this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, sharing my story, putting out these videos, doing this podcast, because we have people like Skip Bayless, who has that big platform of Fox Sports. And by the way, Fox Sports has publicly condemned him, but that's really not enough. He needs to be fired, because that's his opinion, but his opinion is dangerous. It can get people killed. That's why he needs to be fired. It's the equivalent of a sportscaster giving people the wrong medical advice. He needs to shut his mouth. He needs to shut the hell up. Shut his mouth, because he obviously knows next to nothing about depression and mental health issues. And that's okay. If someone chooses to be ignorant, but the difference is when they're spreading their ignorance on a large platform like Fox Sports, then it's dangerous. He has the right to his private opinion. Man, I'm just I guess I'm triggered, but I'll reiterate again that seeking help is a sign of strength, not a weakness. Discussing it publicly like Dak Prescott did, that's actually a very courageous thing of him to do, discussing it publicly. I think it was on Graham Bensinger's show, where Graham Bensinger has these one-on-one interviews with people, for people uninitiated to his show. That's actually a very courageous thing for him to publicly discuss, since he is the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. And that's kind of a huge leadership quality. Courage is a gigantic leadership policy. And leadership, a big leadership trait. Being courageous like that, that's the sign of a true leader. If I'm the coach, I want that. That makes me want him as my quarterback even more, because here's a guy who's not afraid. Maybe internally he was a little afraid to share it, like I was for the longest time. But we need more Dak Prescotts in the world, and Graham Bensinger gave him the platform to talk about. I don't know exactly how. I haven't seen that interview. I don't know exactly how it came up. They were probably discussing Dak's brother who died by suicide. But we need more Dak Prescotts in the world who are willing to share their stories. And just him, think about it. The Dallas Cowboys quarterback, one of the most famous athletes in the world, publicly sharing his story, that can send the signal to a lot of people who are struggling, particularly men, of, hey, you know what? Wow, Dak Prescott has struggled with depression. So maybe I'm not so weird. Maybe I'm not weak, etc., etc. So it can really, people like him can really inspire people to seek help, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm just not as famous as Dak Prescott. I'm working on that, but I think y'all know what I mean. And we need less Skip Baylesses. I have no ill will towards Skip Bayless, but he needs to shut the fuck up. What he said, that's the kind of stuff that makes people keep it hidden, that makes people internalize it, and then they just continue going downhill, and they don't seek help. And there's too many people every day dying by suicide. Just in recent years, I've lost a few dear friends to suicide, and it sucks. It really sucks. One of them, about a year and a half ago, I was very likely the last person to ever talk to her on this earth. A few hours after we finished our chat in Messenger, she killed herself. It's an awful thing. I mean, there's just no adequate words for it. There's no adequate words for it. So again, seeking help and publicly discussing it like Dak Prescott was. I don't know if he's been through therapy or not. I'm guessing he probably has, since he was publicly discussing it. That's a real sign of strength and courage. And that's someone who's likely to be successful in their therapy and in their recovery. Excuse me, there's mosquitoes flying around. So anyway, everyone stay safe. If you are struggling, please don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help. It takes strength. It takes courage. It's a sign of strength to ask for help. All right. and listen to the good people like Dak Prescott. Sorry, I didn't mean to butcher his name. Listen to the good people like that. Ignore the naysayers like Skip Bayless. I shouldn't even say his name anymore. But everyone hang in there. Y'all stay safe. Thank you.